Hey Deckers, today I'm having a look at Warhammer 40,000 Darktide. This has been in pre-order beta for the last week or so, and I've actually been playing this a lot more than I thought I would, as it is actually playing very well on Steam Deck. I'm going to go through a bit of the performance issues, but some of the issues with the game overall. But as you can see here, it does hold 30 frames per second for the most part on around medium settings, and I'll go into exactly what they are in just a second, which is actually an incredible feat, although the game is not massively well optimized. As you can see here, even on medium settings on the RTX 3080 tier on GeForce now, it still dips into the mid 40s during large hordes. So the game does have some overall performance issues, and they are not just related to the Steam Deck, so even being able to play this on Steam Deck is a huge win. Okay, let's dive into the settings that I've been running on the Steam Deck then. The settings configuration is a little bit fiddly here, so you will have to combine using your controller and the touchscreen, as it does seem to just flick around here if you just use the controller. So setting things like the motion blur off and the frame cap to 30 here, you'll see that I tried to use the controller, then it just flicks to the top of the screen. So you'll have to either emulate the mouse mode or just use touchscreen to turn that off. And the same with the graphics preset if you set it to medium, and also the frame cap to 30 as well. So cap to 30, medium settings, FSR 2.0 on balanced, and for the most part, with a bit of skipping around on the frame time, you will hold 30 frames per second. Yes, it does still dip fairly regularly under the 30, but only by around 1 or 2 frames per second. And if you didn't have that counter up in the top left with all that's going on in the game, you really aren't going to notice those dips that much. Now, FSR 2.0 is not the greatest, but it is not as noticeable in this game as it is in others. And the FSR balanced is needed to give that stability on the frame rate. I was using the Psyker class as it's closest to the mage, which I generally play in most of my games, and also has some awesome effects. It was really good to play this, and also is a little bit more challenging on Steam Deck, as it doesn't have auto aim for the psychic abilities, etc., apart from the what they call the brain burst, which is auto aiming and is quite cool. But when you got that staff, it's not aiming anymore, so it does make it a little bit more tricky. If you are looking to get the most out of this, it is also available on GeForce Now, so you can see the GeForce Now gameplay on the right. This is through the Edge browser on the Steam Deck, and that's running medium settings at 1900 by 1200 resolution with ray tracing on low. So you can see the difference here. We are getting a bit better frame rate, and we do get a lot better graphics if you're using that GeForce Now tier, although it does come at quite a cost. With the GeForce Now RTX 3080 tier, which you can now see full screen here, will cost you around £18 a month or £90 for 6 months in advance if you do want to go for that. And obviously you'll need a stable internet connection as well. So as you can see, it does still dip into the 50s and even down into the low 40s on the RTX 3080 tier. So this game is very demanding, but it does look absolutely gorgeous on the 3080 tier. It does look great and perform great on the Steam Deck if you want to keep that 30 frames per second, but it's great to have the option to be able to play both of these on Steam Deck. And of course, if you were using GeForce Now, you can just pick that up on PC or other devices as well, including your phone, if you have a decent internet connection. But being able to play this on the Steam Deck, even at 30 frames per second, with those dips, you're not going to notice it that much, but it is playable. So let us know in the comments below what you think of Darktide. I've been enjoying this game a lot more than I thought I would, and I will most likely keep playing this. Beware, you are going to be having quite a grind, because it's not a fast leveling up game. Everything is instance based for these dungeons, so you will be playing quite a lot of scenarios over and over again to level up your abilities. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Steam Deck, and we will see you next time.